Hi, I'm Dr. Beavers. For the next 16 weeks, I'll be your instructor. For the next 16 weeks, 16
A little fresh air always helps. As I was saying, I'll be your professor for the next 16 weeks. Oral Skills 3 is a great class. We get to learn a lot and do a lot of different activities, and this is where the real music starts to come in hand. I'm looking forward to it. Let's talk about the syllabus. There's a couple of required texts for this class. You'll need the Ottman and Rogers Music for Sight Singing 9th edition. Please bring this to class every day. If you have an older edition, just be cautious because sometimes the melody numbers get off. We're also going to use Picardy ear training. There's a hyperlink on the syllabus that you can use. This is a great online learning tool, and you could purchase it for relatively cheap, $29.99 for 1 year, or $39 for 2, $49 for a lifetime. As you don't know which teacher you're going to have next semester, you might just want to purchase it for 1 year. I would like for you to use loose leaf staff paper. The fringe on the end, boy, that gets really annoying and messy after a while. Pencils, of course, never pens, and access to Blackboard for email and listening examples. That brings me to my next point, which is you'll need a web-enabled device or a CD player. Lots of people choose to use their iPhones or an iPad or some kind of tablet. If you don't have access to one, please talk to me and we'll find out a solution. You'll want to have something that can do a quick read code or a QRC. I use this to post sound files for projects or in-class listening. Again, if you don't have that, there's workarounds. And always have headphones or earbuds in your bag. You never know when you're going to need to listen to some music. Let's talk for a moment about the course description. As the third part of a 4-semester series, this class is designed to develop your ear training and sight singing skills, increasing your oral understanding of music. We're going to use the 4 different modalities in which we speak, sing, play, read, listen, and write music. We're going to be developing musical literacy involving local tonicizations, secondary dominants, and leading tone chords, simple modulations, even Neapolitan chords. Most of our classes are spent drilling harmonic, melodic, and rhythmic dictations, but you're aware of this already. Once you're done with this class, you should be able to perform, interpret, and dictate tonal music that utilizes all of these characteristics. So let's talk about the course objectives for just a little bit. We're going to continue to sing major and minor modes with skips and some chromaticism. We will utilize all clefs with solfege. I use hand signs, so we're going to sing and identify hand signs with diatonic as well as chromatic scale degrees. We'll actually spend a little bit of time working on modulating melodies. This is an interesting task. Sometimes we have to modulate our solfege along with it. Hopefully, we will also be able to improvise some chromatic melodies using solfege. Always very useful to be able to conduct while singing and extremely helpful in the field of music to identify errors and evaluate the accuracy of yourself as well as others. For ear training, it's pretty similar. We're going to do a lot of different types of dictations of chromatic melodies, harmonies, and more advanced rhythms. We'll identify all diatonic triads and some diatonic 7th chords in major and minor as well as in their inversions. We're going to dictate melodies, primarily piano, but I also bring in different types of instruments and voices, employing different rhythms, meters, and chromatic melodies than we explored in Oral Skills 2. Rhythmic examples will involve beats, divisions, and subdivisions in simple and compound meters. We'll also dictate tonic, subdominant, dominant, and, wait for it, secondary dominant harmonies. There's a plane going overhead, so finish reading this. You're probably down to this point already, which is complete weekly assignments for dictations from templates that I give you or the software. And then we will write some short compositions with melodic, rhythmic, and harmonic parameters. And it's important to be able to improvise melodies within a harmonic context as well.
Let's talk about how the grades break down. It's a pretty test-oriented class because it's a performance-oriented class. So for your dictation and transcription exams, that's a whopping 30% of your grade. The final dictation is 15% of your grade. For sight singing quizzes, 30%, final sight singing exam is 15%, and then homework, quizzes, and other sorts of things go into the 10% category. The grades here at UTSA are shown in this paragraph below. And attendance. Attendance is extremely important. We are performing every single day, so be sure you are there. You're allowed 2 absences, and each absence after 2 lowers your grade by 2 points. Be sure you're not late because 2 tardies equal 1 absence. This last sentence is kind of mean, and I don't like to enforce it, but I will if necessary. If a student is absent more than 8 times for any reason during the semester, I may, at my discretion, assign a final grade of F for the course regardless of the grades achieved in the course. Please read this paragraph about absences and tardies. Homework and quizzes. We have a lot of daily singing, and singing will count as in-class grades. For homework, you may have to record yourself, and I will grade that and post it onto Blackboard. For sight singing quizzes, I will set up individual appointments for you between 2 and 5 minutes, and you will come into my office or the class, sing a melody at sight, sometimes there's prepared melodies, and conduct and count using rhythmic counting syllables. Just so you know, I do record all of your tests. For dictation homework, we'll mostly be using Picardy, but I might also assign some templates that I have created. My grading rubric is much different than most people, so if you would like to read about it, it is in this paragraph right here. Basically, I assign 1 of 4 grades. You either get a 100, an 85, a 50, or a 0. If you look like you are pretty masterful on that assignment, say 90% or higher, you'll get 100%. If it looks like maybe something needs to be addressed, I will assign an 85% with an R and R on it. R and R means redo and return. If you redo it and return it within the 1 class day, you can achieve a 100% grade. Likewise, if you look like you missed a few things, you will get a 50. A 50 R and R means that if you redo it and return it, you'll be bumped up to the grade above that, which is 85. If it is below 50%, the grade is a 0, or if it is incomplete, it is a 0. Please finish your homework. Zeros cannot be redone. Late homework will be accepted with a penalty of 10 points per late day, and you will not have the opportunity to R and R. Here is my policy on makeup work and makeup exams. It is important to know that makeup exams will not be given unless I have prior knowledge to, or there's some type of emergency that you contact me immediately after. Exams. There are 3 dictation and 3 sight singing exams, followed by 1 final dictation and 1 final sight singing exam. This is an important thing you must know. You must have a 70% exam average to pass the class for your dictation exams. For sight singing, these will be done by individual appointments. There will be 3 given throughout the semester. Most of them will be during class time, but sometimes we run over. So if that's the case, I'll schedule with you when you can meet. You must also receive 70% exam average to pass the class for sight singing. All sight singing exams will be recorded. Office hours haven't been set for the semester yet, but I will post that as soon as it starts. If you would like additional help or clarification from material that we've covered for the current week, or as a review of recently covered material, I'm very interested in helping you. Things that you may not be able to do by yourself is help with pitch matching or maybe determining chord quality. Maybe something was covered a little too quickly in class and you would like me to explain it to you one-on-one. I'm happy to do this. I'm also happy to help you figure out the best type of practice routine for you. However, if you don't understand a lecture because you've missed a class, or you are chronically behind in your homework, or you are very deficient in one area, such as singing, you need to hire a tutor or get with someone in class. The last few pages cover standard syllabus material that you can read on your own. I will say one of my pet peeves in classroom behavior is when students come in using their cell phones or eating. And now for our schedule. I'm not going to go over each of the dates in this schedule. However, I would like to point out that we get to testing straight away. So you will note that our first sight singing quiz is going to be at the end of week 2 on August 31st. I will likely give you a prepared melody and have you do a sight melody and a sight rhythm. Dictation 1 is also coming around pretty quick. It's the Thursday of week 3 on September 7th. This will mostly be a review of the things that we've covered from last semester. Below are all the different quizzes for sight singing and dictation. These will likely not change. However, the material that will be covered on them could change. I will keep you updated and update the schedule on Blackboard as we shift throughout the semester. Each class is different, and I'm happy to move faster or slower depending on how the group processes information. Notice the final sight singing exam is scheduled for Tuesday of week 15 on November 28th, and the final dictation is happening during the semester, during class, on Tuesday of week 16, that is December 5th. If all goes well, we will not need to meet during our final exam time. However, sometimes we fall behind or projects take a little bit longer. If that is the case, then we will utilize the final exam time, Friday, December 11th, 9:45 to 12:15. This will be for our final dictation test or projects that still need to be performed. So go ahead and put that in your calendar. I'd like to close by reminding you to keep the line of communication as open as possible with me. I'm available, my office, by phone, by email. So if something is going on with you this semester, maybe you're falling behind, maybe you haven't been feeling well, please be sure you reach out to me so I can best support you while you go through your education at UTSA. I'm looking forward to a great semester with you. See you soon.